Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sonic CD! We are at Stardust Speedway Act 3. Or so, whatever. The point is, it's time for the race against our robot duplicate, our evil doppelganger, Metal Sonic! I would quote the line from the OVA, but who cares, honestly. And this, for this version of the game, they actually have the bad future mix, just for the sake of this boss fight. Which, you know, some people would think would be more appropriate if I were listening to the Japanese track. Screw you. This is the you know, I said this before, but the Japanese version of Stardust Speedway Bad Future, I hate it. I just hate it. Like, most of the rest of the soundtrack, I can take it or leave it, one version or the other for the most part. I'll still love the US soundtrack a little bit more. But with this song, it's just like, oh, I love this version and I hate the other version. Well, you're done, Metal. I've saved Amy. You're all that's left, Robotnik! Okay, Amy, let me go. Let me go! I've got to go save the world. Metallic Madness. Very much an analogous to the scrap brain zone of Sonic 1. Well, because it's a very mechanized base. Although you could say it's also analogous to, like, Metropolis Zone from Sonic 2, but I think, like, Sonic 2 and Sonic CD were essentially being made at the same time on different sides of the world. Like, I think Sonic CD was being produced by the Japanese branch of Sonic Team, while Sonic 2 was made by the US branch of Sonic Team. And from what I've heard, I think like Sonic 2 was originally going to have time travel elements in it, but ultimately it didn't. But Sonic CD ended up with time traveling elements like this. So I think Sonic CD turned out pretty good. But since they were being produced at the same time, I can't say with any concrete thought that, you know, like this was based on Metropolis, or any one level was based on a level from Sonic 2 more than it was based on a level from Sonic 1, is what I'm saying. Especially with the buzzsaws, like that very much seems like a scrap brain thing. Also, yeah, this is the good future of Metropolis, or, sorry, Metallic Madness. They both begin with an M, so... and I was talking about Metropolis, so whatever. But again, this is another case of, I love this, I love the US soundtrack, and it is so sad every time I go trying to look for remixes of the US soundtrack, because I love the Metallic Madness and Stardust Speedway. There's some good Stardust Speedway remixes, but I can never find a Metallic Madness US remix that kind of gives me that same eerie, chilling feel as the original version does. Like this stuff. It's like very techno-based stuff. It's just like, the synth is really good with it, really hard on this one, because This whole place is synthetic. It's all machinery. It's all man-made mechanisms to the extreme, hardcore. And I just love how this tune comes out because of it. Instruments especially just kind of remind me of Blade Runner, in fact. To a degree. It's I don't know. It's a weird similarity, but it's one that I draw. I don't know if anyone else is going to hear it. Also, Tiny Sonic! He got hit by a shrink ray. Isn't it cute? Isn't it cute? He's tiny. Yeah. God, I don't know how else to say it. I love this music. In the Japanese version, it's all like vomiting all over the place, and that's why I just really hate the Japanese soundtrack. Of, you know, Metallic Madness and Stardust Speedway specifically hurt me the most. The rest I can just about take or leave, but these are the key songs for the US soundtrack that I feel are infinitely better in the US version and infinitely worse in the Japanese version. And it absolutely aggravates me that any song that wants to remix music from this game falls back on the Japanese version. Like, it's not entirely the case. Like, there are definitely nods to the US soundtrack in some games, but more often than not, they'll lean very heavily on the Japanese/European version, and it's always for songs relating to Metallic Madness and Stardust Speedway, the ones that I don't like. Here's another thing that I hold against the 2011 version. I don't understand what's going on during this particular point. Why I can't hit these things? Like, they can hit me, but why can't I hit them? I swear to God, the hitboxes on these things are absolute garbage in this version of the game. By now, I would have been out of this room. But here, I can be lucky if I don't lose all my rings before I end up going anywhere. Because it's just hitbox! Hit them! Why can't I hit these things? It's like their hitboxes are only there for a microsecond. And if I try to hit them anywhere after that particular microsecond, I'm the one who's taking the hit. Screw those things. But now it's time for the final boss. And, you know, the final boss theme in the Japanese version, I will say, is actually pretty darn good. Certainly not befitting of this particular final boss. This final boss is really crappy, all things considered. It's another puzzle boss, but it's not like a huge Eggman mechanoid like it would be in later Sonic games. It honestly looks like a cobbled together piece of shit. Which, in a way, I guess, is somewhat fitting, because it's just like a sense of, this is the end of the road, Eggman's getting desperate! But at the same time, it's just like, I kind of like the idea that Eggman would save the best for last, sort of thing. Hmm? You're getting predictable, Egghead. And one last hit, and... the end! You are defeated, Robotnik! Oh, wait. I forgot something. Amy! We need to get out of here. This whole place is gonna collapse. Yep. Sonic saves Amy and jumps off the planet. I don't know how he managed to do that, but whatever. Set her down and get away. But that, ladies and gentlemen, has been Sonic CD. I don't know what else to say. This is still one of my favorite Sonic games even today. And I guess me growing up with it is one of the reasons why. It's like the very first Sonic game I ever played, and it's the one Sonic game that I've had the most time to learn the ins and outs of, so... yeah, I love this game. This is a real good game. I can understand why it's not to a lot of Sonic players' tastes, but, you know, given that this was my first exposure to the Hedgehog in video game form, I forgive it a lot of the things that don't make it very Sonic-like compared to other Sonic games. And honestly, I just kind of embrace them. Especially like the FMVs for this game. Like, there's different opening and, well, there's opening and ending sequences, and they're animated by Toei and Junyo Studio. Although, from what I understand, Junyo Studio had a lot more of their hands involved in these animations than Toei did. So, it would be more appropriate to consider the animation made by Junyo Studio and this particular iteration of Sonic, like his specific design used for these FMVs, Junyo Sonic. And by God, that's just another thing. I love Sonic Boom. Like the opening version, the ending version, both of these songs, they're just some of my favorite all-time songs in the history of Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's so painful to me that there's a TV show called Sonic Boom, a video game based on that TV show, and a remix by Crush 40 and Cash that is all entirely awful. Because, oh my God, this music it's beautiful. And for those things to have come along and existed and shit all over this, it hurts. Oh, I especially love this part. Oh, that acoustic guitar is so good. But yeah, with that all said and done, I would like to thank absolutely everyone for watching. Next up, we're going to get into the Death Egg Saga, starting with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. As always, there will be links in the description below for my various social media outlets, as well as to my coffee page if you want to follow up on that. This has been the Devasia Mentality. Out.